Logan Paul is a B word. Andrew Tate calls out Logan Paul, man. I'm back with another reaction video, guys, man. And today, this should be a very interesting one, but I ain't gonna waste your time. We just gonna hop straight into it.
Paul said, I don't roll with Tate. I'd love to knock his ass out. He said something like that. Yeah. But then he said, but what I do support is, free speech. But then his brother said something else. His brother said, the shit that Andrew Tate says will have a ripple effect much more dangerous than you can imagine because his narrative is truly hateful. His rhetoric has extreme negative energy in it, and it will affect impressionable young people that won't show for years from now, and it's dangerous. Now, this is what he says,
this
right?
Is Logan Paul, you're saying?
But I want to say this before you comment on it. And then Junior supported you, Tucker supported you. I think the guys that like debate and comedians, people who appreciate humor, can understand that some of the stuff you're saying is funny as hell. You could be a comedian if you wanted to, but a person has to really pay attention to the comedy. But, some can run with it, some cannot run with it. When you hear the people that support and don't support you, how do you process that?
So, first things first, I want to make it very, very clear that Logan Paul is absolutely not really a tool of the Matrix. He's a bought and sold individual with no soul. He doesn't stand up for anything, and he doesn't mean anything he says. He gets pieces of paper from Susan or whoever else telling him what he's allowed to say on his channel to retain.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to pause the video, but I just want to get this point across, man. It is so crazy how this dude, Andrew Tate, he is probably one of the most hated people in this world. It's very well, not in this world. Let me just say in America, probably. I don't want to say in the world. You get what I'm saying? Because he's been canceled on all social media platforms. Nobody, you have a lot of females, really only in America, that think he's misogynistic. He's this, he's that. He really sticks up and encourages a lot of young men to do better. Now, does he go about it in a very extreme way? Yes, of course, he does. But that doesn't change the fact that what he's saying is right and will always be right. Is he right all the time? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that he hits the points directly all the time. Regardless if it hurts your feelings or not, he's still speaking facts at the end of the day. You can't change that. But like I always say, we live in a very emotional society. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's feelings get hurt too easily. They can't handle the truth. You get what I'm saying? Some people, well, not some people, most people would rather be lied to just to protect their feelings. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
And you believe that?
100%. Not only do I believe it, he's proved himself. He will flip-flop on any issue. He can be bought and sold. The dude's a bitch. Logan Paul is a bitch, and I will say that here publicly. Anyone wants, I'll fight him for free. The guy's an idiot.
No money needed to fight Logan Paul.
Logan Paul doesn't believe in any of the things he says. Logan Paul is a man. If you ever were unfortunate enough to consume his content, I get sent clips of it all the time by people mocking him. As soon as something comes out, whether it's Harry Styles wearing a dress, whether it's Lil Nas twerking on the devil, whether it's this, he just sits there and goes, yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is great. He is a talking piece. He is the mouthpiece for the agenda. The people have come along, people who are trying to force a narrative, and they said, look, we need to have some degree of control over the exact demographic that Tate has control over. We're going to use Logan Paul and attempt to use him. And he sits there and just purports the bullshit points of view that the whole Hollywood establishment want him to purport. He doesn't believe in the things he said. He's told what to say. And because he was canceled before and it emotionally destroyed him, he sat on camera crying his eyes out like a little girl instead of being a man about it. He is so fearful of the mob and so scared of being canceled again that he's going to sit there and say anything he's told. He doesn't believe that shit. Before I was canceled, him and his boyfriend Mike did.
And it's not just Logan Paul, bro. It's other celebrities too that been through the same similar situations where, and this is why I always tell y'all, man, this cancel culture thing is no joke. It's no joke. So if you're a celebrity, if you're someone with high status or someone with a lot of clout, and if you offend anybody of the alphabet people, you know what I'm talking about when I say the alphabet people. If you also offend, anybody that, that is more towards the left, you best believe you gonna get canceled. But it's over. It's over. You get what I'm saying? And it's sad because they say that America is the land of freedom and we have freedom of speech. But if you question someone about their sexuality, all of a sudden you're this homophobic, transphobic person. When simply all I'm trying to do is just, I'm curious about their sexuality. How is that being homophobic or transphobic? How?
Endless videos supporting me, laughing about me, saying how funny I was, tagging me on Instagram, inviting me places, etc. The second I'm canceled, they flip reverse it and shit themselves because they don't want to get canceled too. They are children. That's all they are. So Logan Paul's a bitch. That's the first thing about Logan Paul. And what's actually been interesting about this whole cancellation thing is it hasn't negatively affected me in any serious way because I've been saying on podcasts for years, I know a cancellation is coming. I knew it was coming. I knew that as I got more popular and more powerful to a degree that it was going to come. But what it has done is it has awoken the world, to anyone who's perspicacious enough to pay attention, to learn which individuals out here in the social media space actually have character and believe what they say, and which are completely bought and sold and are tools to the matrix. The people who have decided to stand up for me and say, no, this is bullshit, are people who have, to some degree, credibility. You know, this is people who say what they truly believe. But the people who were totally a fan and then post-cancellation shit themselves in 180 and get a new piece of paper to talk from, that should tell out the public out there exactly who's controlled and whether these people have a genuine narrative that they're trying to report on the world.
And he's right, though. It is waking a lot of people up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I already knew what type of timing, you know, society was on and stuff like that. Like, I already knew this stuff. And believe it or not, eventually I already knew Andrew Tate, like something, they was going to get on him about something. I already knew it. You get what I'm saying? It was only a matter of time, bro. Andrew Tate, he be saying some extreme stuff, bro. But he be speaking facts. He just says it in a very extreme way. That's all. But, you know, Andrew Tate, he's good. Andrew Tate, he's already had a foundation. He already established himself to a point where even if he is canceled on all social media platforms, he's still good. Bro, this dude Andrew Tate is one of the richest people in the world. You get what I'm saying? He owns multiple casinos. He has other businesses as well. He used to be an MMA fighter. You get what I'm saying? He has multiple cars. He lives in a... I would bet he lives in a multi-mansion. If he doesn't, I mean, he could probably afford one if he wanted to. Like, that's just how rich he is. He already established himself as a man. So him being canceled on all these social media platforms doesn't mean jack shit. It just doesn't mean anything. Like, you get what I'm saying? He's still Gucci. He is probably the only guy that can even go through this type of stuff and come out alive and not really be affected by it on a financial level. You feel me? And that's because, let's just be real, most dudes are not established like Andrew Tate is. Most dudes are just not on his level. You get what I'm saying? Even certain YouTubers that make a lot of money, they're still nowhere near Andrew Tate's level as far as money goes. You get what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of dudes that do YouTube, they don't have any backup plans. So if their YouTube was to get canceled or shut down, they wouldn't have a backup plan and wouldn't have anything else to turn to make money. You get what I'm saying? But Andrew Tate, he's good. He's chilling. You feel me? So him being canceled, it's not really affecting him at all because he still got money at the end of the day. He just can't be on social media. That's really what it is. He just can't have a social media. And for him, that's probably best because, you know, he's still going to live life. He's still going to have fun. He's still going to be good. You get what I'm saying?
And it's interesting. Logan's one of them, and there's a few others. But I'm glad it happened just for that alone. Because it's actually very clear. If you go to Logan Paul's last podcast where he's discussing me, all of his fans, and we'll talk about fans and viewers in a minute because I think they're very different things. All of his fans, which he has none of, all of his viewers are sitting there insulting him. Saying, bro, you're a fucking bitch. Like everyone, all of his own watchers are calling him names because it's so transparent and so obvious what he's doing.
Fans versus viewers.
Fans versus viewers, very different things. So he doesn't have any fans. He has viewers. And Susan and the Matrix and the people in charge of the social media companies are like, okay, we've set our media machine. Let me ask you guys questions as professionals. Let's assume, as professionals, let's assume what I'm saying is correct. Let's assume that the social media companies, when they banned me, set their media machine to all release thousands of news articles at the same time, trying to convince the world I'm an evil man. If they had that degree of power and influence, which I think we can all probably agree they do, don't you think they take their number one talking piece to the demographic, which is my fan, and give him a piece of paper and tell him what to say? Does that not make sense? Does that make sense to say, well, we told all the news to say Tate's bad, and all of his fans are 18 to 25-year-old men. Who do we have on YouTube who obeys us like a little cuck, who speaks to 18 to 25-year-old men? Logan Paul. Okay, Logan, here's your piece of paper. Do you want to get canceled again, Logan? No, you don't want to get canceled, do you? No, Mom.
You're saying a call like that was made?
100%. The dude's a bitch. He 180'd from a super fan to talking about my rhetoric being dangerous in 24 hours.
There's a difference between you saying who you think he is versus you making the speculation that he got called by somebody to say, here's a narrative we want you to take, or else we'll silence you.
Well, Logan is not capable of independent thought. So if someone didn't give him the narrative, he didn't think it up himself. The dude's an empty vessel. He says what he is told to say. Somebody, somewhere, told Logan what to say and what stance to take. We can argue whether it was a social media company, whether it was his manager who was fearful, whether whatever. But somebody sat with Logan and said, look, Tate's getting a lot of smoke. You were cool with him. Your boyfriend Mike was cool with him. He's getting a lot of smoke right now.
Your boyfriend Mike was cool with him.
Said, yes, sir. Yes,
nah, bro.
Because he has no character or no integrity. If it was all the other way around, let's imagine he was getting canceled. And I truly believed it was unfair. I'd sit there on my own platform and say, this is bullshit, because I'm not bought, sold, and owned. He's an owned individual. So he's always going to say what he is told to say. He's always going to sit on podcasts, speaking to the youth, promoting Harry Styles wearing a dress, saying that it's great that Lil Nas twerks on the devil in real time for our children to digest, and then say, I'm dangerous to the youth, because that's what he's been told to say. Logan Paul has absolutely no capability for independent thought. He has no character as a man. That's who Logan Paul is.
If you enjoyed this video and you want to watch the entire
That's crazy, man. But that's facts, though. That's facts. Me personally, I always found Logan Paul to be like a cornball. I never could really take him serious. The fact that he actually has people that, you know, look up to him is also crazy to me. But yeah, man, Andrew, he made a lot of good points. And like I always say, I don't agree with everything Andrew Tate says, but when it comes to the things that touch on masculinity and how to level up as a man, those are the things that I agree with him on. You get what I'm saying? Because that's just the reality of it. And, you know, in our society today, we have a lot of soft men. We have a lot of soft men. We have a lot of dudes that don't have no ambition in life. They don't want more from life. They just want to keep being the same mediocre person every single day. You know what I'm saying? No drive, no ambition, no goals. You get what I'm saying? They just want to keep doing the same shit every day. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. But that's the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And I'll see y'all in the next reaction.